I'm sure for many of you involved music and dancing. We used to ride around in the car with the windows rolled down and the radio turned up, and we would just sing our favorite songs at the top of our lungs, like songs like Hold On by Wilson Phillips and I Try by Macy Gray. And I still hear those songs come on the radio and it always makes me think of her. She loved that Sheryl Crow song, All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun. I never really liked that song, but she loved it, and I think it is like kind of a perfect theme song for her life. She just loved to have fun. She told me one time that she lived for the weekends, and she was always planning a fun outing or activity, usually that involved, art or live music, and it was even better if she could bring her hula hoop. I haven't seen much of my mom in the past few years. We went through sort of periods where we were closer and periods where we didn't see each other as much. But she shows up in my thoughts a lot. She's been very present in my life. Just like things that she taught me or that I learned from her, like little things, like I noticed, the way I chop carrots, or the way that I make a bed, or like even when I put the toilet paper roll on the holder, always with the paper going down, never up. That was something she taught me, and even if I'm at somebody else's house and it's the wrong way, I'll change it. So there's little things like that make me think about her. And then, there are also a lot of things about her that I always thought were super weird and embarrassing. And I'm now starting to realize that I do all of those things too, and my children are just as weirded out and embarrassed as I used to be. So if we're, watching a movie or something, I'm usually on the floor stretching, and my kids will say, "Well, there's Mom rolling around on the floor again." But she introduced me to yoga, a long time ago, like way before it was sort of popularized. That was something that was very important to her. She was also, really into health foods. We would go to the Golden Temple, and she would get all of her supplements and spices, and so I do all of that, and I'll, put a bunch of weird spices in my coffee, and my husband will say, "Are you putting sushi in your coffee?" And so, there's things like that that remind me of her. And even with my girls, there are several things, that remind me of my mom. Like my oldest ever is, she's very crafty, and she's into crocheting. My mom loved to crochet. She tried to teach me, but I didn't have the patience for it. But Ever taught herself how to do that. I know that my mom would be really happy about that. And my youngest, Ollie, is a dancer. She just came from a dance competition, if you can't tell by her makeup. So I see her, just as Charles said, in the world and in the people around me. We moved recently, so this past week I've been unpacking, and it seems like pretty much every box that I open, there's something in there that reminds me of her, like something that she's given me over the years, like an eclectic piece of jewelry or art, or clothing, something that she made or found at like a cool art show. She was a really thoughtful gift giver, so it's been fun to find all these little things that have been packed away, just gifts that she's given me over the years. But I have been also sad, like this is kind of a transitional time for me and for our family, and we moved houses. My girls they're on the verge of becoming teenagers, which is crazy. And I've been sad that my mom won't be a part of this next phase of my life. But I was thinking about that the other day, and I looked out my bedroom window and I saw some daffodils that had started to bloom, and I didn't know that they were there. And she loved daffodils, Charles has put some out here, and I know they made her really happy. They're very pretty, and also they, would have been an indication that the weather was starting to warm up, and she hated cold weather. So I'm gonna plant some more. But when I saw those, I kind of felt her telling me, like, I will be with you in this phase and in every phase of your life. So that was comforting. One of our favorite things to do together was go to the Day of the Dead festival at Bare Hands Gallery. Well, it used to be Bare Hands. It's gotten really big now, but I don't know if you've ever been, but it's a beautiful holiday. It's very popular in Mexico, but people build these altars to their loved ones that have passed on. And it's a really special way to, honor their loved ones and to keep their memories alive. So some of the altars are really simple and some of them are more elaborate, but usually they have like photos of the person or objects to represent some activity that they loved or just things that were meaningful to them. And my mom and I would walk around and look at all the altars, and one year she said, I want you to do an altar for me. And I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, when you pass on, I'll do that. And this was, 20 years ago. And she said, no, I want you to go ahead and do it now. And I was like, that's not what this is. Like, you can't just do that for, someone that's living. And anyway, so, it's a very typical request of hers, but I thought it was just really weird, and I didn't do it. But I'll do that for her this year. And I'm excited to, think about just how to do that. And any of you are welcome to help me. I was thinking that I would do get one of her old hula hoops and, put daffodils and other crochet needles and, something to represent cats. Although the cat thing was like a later addition in her life. She was always allergic to cats, as was I. Somehow she got healed of her cat allergy and became kind of a cat lady. I'm excited to do that and to just connect with her through that process. And as I was thinking about doing that, I thought about this. There's a quote from a book that I read a long time ago called The Bridge of San Luis Rey. And I wanted to read it. I can find it here. It says, "But soon we shall die, and all memory of those five will have left the earth. And we ourselves shall be loved for a while and forgotten. But the love will have been enough. All those impulses of love return to the love that made them. Even memory is not necessary for love. There is a land of the living and a land of the dead, and the bridge is love, the only survival, the only meaning." And I love this idea that even in death, beyond memory and beyond time, love keeps us connected. I had a complicated relationship with my mom. And I have gotten, actually, in the past few weeks, a lot of clarity around why. But what I know very deeply, and something that I just feel very sure of, is that we loved each other. And we'll miss her. And I hope that whenever you all see daffodils